I just thought it was an incredible game. At first, in the first half, I was like, our team just set basketball back 15 years. We just couldn't get anything offensively and lost ourselves. And I knew that that was a possibility. So, you know, I'm just incredibly proud of our team, the resiliency and fight and composure and trust that they played with in the second half is something for the record books, in my opinion.
Yeah, Coach, first, just what did you think of your team's ability to, I know you're down 19 at halftime, to just keep on chipping away even early in the third quarter to keep fighting?
Well, the goal was to get the game 10 or below going into the fourth because I felt we defend. You know, that's our reputation. That is what we do. And we let it get away from us in the second quarter because we just had a complete meltdown. And that's just a sign of an immature team. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. We're not as immature as we were in the second quarter that we are now. But we have shown when things have gotten tough in the past to just melt and have breakdowns. And I don't know how else to say this, but quit. And so what you saw in the second half was no more quit, no more meltdowns, resiliency. We do this thing where we want to get 3 stops in a row. It's called a kill. We knew we needed to get multiple kills, and that led us to some easy offensive baskets.
Marquesha, of course, coming back and playing here, you led the team in scoring. Just how did it feel to have the type of game that you had?
It felt good to be back, and it felt good to have the type of game I had because I got to do it in front of all of my family and friends.
And then you played with Erin, and she just said a second ago that she's always rooting for you. She had a 37-point game. Just what did you think of her and how?
She kicked our butt.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you hooping. But yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of respect for Erin. We talked about her. We knew that she could hurt us. But she got hot from the 3, and we weren't expecting that. But I just told the team we're going to have to live with that because her threes feel different than the other ladies that can go off and make 10 of those boys in the game.
So what does it mean to not only have this comeback, but also, on the road against a quadrant run opponent?
Yeah. First, I have an incredible amount of respect for Arkansas. I mean, Mike Neighbors is a Final Four coach. That is what I aspire to be. So, and I have a respect for their team and their program. And so this was a huge win because I think they're an NCAA tournament team. It just shows that people can't count us out. I know it's not sexy to talk about Ole Miss and look at Ole Miss, but, we're working really hard here to build a program that people can be proud of. And the only way we can do that is by winning games like this. And I told the team when we were in Oxford, I said, if we want to get some true respect, not from the league, just nationally, we have to win games like this one. So Arkansas presented the opportunity for us to get a really huge win, and we hadn't had that signature one yet, and so we're just grateful for it.
And then it was a relatively quiet night for Angel Baker. Just what does it mean when scorers like Marquesha can step up when she's, a little bit quieter?
Well, that's why I made the switch, and I started starting Quee, just because Quee is just automatic offense, and I put my trust in Snutter because Snutter is a vet. And so I just went to Snutter. I said, Snutter, we got to bring you off the bench because we're not getting production from Marquesha like we need because she's playing with the second unit. And we need her with the first unit because she's a first year with us. And so when Snutter decided that, you know what, you're right, and I'm going to play a lot of minutes anyway, I feel like that's when we turn the corner. This is not Marquesha's best basketball. She has another year with us. She's going to continue to blossom, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Any other questions for Coach or Marquesha? Great.
Thanks, y'all.